USS Somers was a destroyer commissioned in the United States Navy from 1937 to 1945. She was the lead ship of the Somers class of destroyer leaders, and was named for Richard Somers. During World War II, Somers was active in the South Atlantic, the North Atlantic, and the Mediterranean theater of operations. History: Somers was laid down on the 27th of June 1935 at Federal Kearny, New Jersey. Launched on the 13th of March 1937, co-sponsored by Miss Marie Somers and Miss Suzanne Somers, and commissioned at the New York Navy Yard on 1 December 1937. CDR James E. Marr in command. Though active for only 8 years, she acquired an enviable record. In 1938 she transported a consignment of gold from the Bank of England to New York. On 6 November 1941, she and the cruiser USS Omaha captured the German freighter Odenwald, which was carrying 3,800 tons of scarce rubber while disguised as the American merchantman Wilmoto. Odenwald was taken to Puerto Rico. An Admiralty court ruled that since the ship was illegally claiming American registration, there were sufficient grounds for confiscation. A legal case was started claiming that the crews of the two American ships had salvage rights because the Odenwald crew's attempt to scuttle the ship was the equivalent of abandoning her. The court case, settled in 1947, ruled the members of the boarding party and the prize crew were entitled to $3,000 apiece, while all the other crewmen in Omaha and Somers were entitled to 2 months' pay and allowances. This was the last prize money awarded by the U.S. Navy. In November 1942, Somers, with USS Milwaukee and USS Cincinnati, intercepted another German blockade runner, the Annelies S. Berger, near Brazil. In January 1943, Somers and USS Memphis moved to Bathurst, Gambia in West Africa to support the Casablanca Conference between President Franklin D. Roosevelt, Prime Minister Winston S. Churchill, and the Free French. At the end of the month, Somers relocated to Dakar, Senegal, and assisted in escorting the Free French warships Richelieu and Montcalm to the United States. By March, Somers was based in Trinidad on patrols to Brazil as before. On New Year's Day 1944, Somers intercepted the German blockade runner Westerland, which scuttled itself. In May, Somers escorted a convoy to England as part of the build-up for the Normandy invasion. Somers next participated in the invasion of Normandy as a convoy escort and, in August, the southern France invasion, providing naval gunfire support as well as serving in the anti-submarine screen. On the 15th of August 1944, 4 hours before H-hour D-Day, along the French Riviera, Somers encountered and sank the German corvette UJ-6081 and the sloop SG-21 at the Battle of Port Cross. Following this action, she moved inshore to give gunfire support to the invasion. For 2 days she bombarded enemy strong points off the coast near Toulon with 5-inch shells and then exchanged fire with enemy shore batteries east of Marseille. Although Somers sustained many hits during this action, she emerged the victor. For the next month, the destroyer operated in the Mediterranean Sea, visiting ports on the southern coast of France, Ajaccio, Corsica, and Oran, Algeria. She steamed out of Oran on the 28th of September and arrived in New York on the 8th of October. Somers was overhauled at the Brooklyn Navy Yard until the 8th of November, then moved to Casco Bay, Maine, for training. On the 23rd of November, she joined the screen of a Britain-bound convoy for the first of 4 transatlantic voyages which closed Somers' combat service. She returned to the United States on the 12th of May 1945 at the end of her last voyage to the United Kingdom. For the remainder of the war, Somers operated along the eastern seaboard and, in July, made 1 summer cruise to the Caribbean to train midshipmen. Fate. On 4 August 1945, she put into Charleston, South Carolina, for overhaul and remained until the 11th of September. Instead of returning to active duty, Somers reported to the Commandant, 6th Naval District, for decommissioning and disposal. She decommissioned at Charleston on 28 October 1945 and was retained there until removed by her purchaser, Boston Metals of Baltimore, Maryland. On 16 May 1947, Somers was struck from the Navy list on 28 January 1947. Honors. Somers earned 2 battle stars during World War II. Citations